Yep, it's been a long, trying year. And it goes without saying that, like the rest of this year, Christmas will be very different too. We've done this before, though. We skipped Easter egg hunts in parks in favor of the backyard. We skipped Mother's Day brunches and Father's Day baseball games in favor of Zoom calls and socially distant barbecues. We've skipped the 4th of July fireworks in favor of driveway sparklers. We've skipped handing out candy with door to door trick or treating in favor of leaving bags of treats on the porch. And just 2 weeks ago, we skipped the big family gatherings at Thanksgiving. But Christmas feels different. This is the big one for folks, and so we have to get really creative. We thought we would share with you some of the task force members' holiday traditions and ways we have either adapted them or decided to do something entirely different. And maybe we'll be creating some new traditions this year that will endure for many Christmases to come.
Good morning. I'm Don Smith, and as part of the COVID communication process, I'd like to share a special message with you, the tale of one of our Smith-Kenny traditions at the holidays and how it has changed as a result of these tough times. First, three pieces from our Christmas setup. The first one is Claude Monet's painting of the magpie, which sits above our fireplace and stays with us into the early winter. And then the second is a picture from December 22nd, 1978. That's when Janet when we were married. It'll be 42 years this year. And it's at the First Presbyterian Church in Youngstown, New York. A Scottish theme. Janet's mom came over from Scotland as a young woman and so has guided us and helped us work on those traditions. And then the third is our children, Aaron and Allison and Ian. And once again, you have to have a little plaid if it's a Christmas picture in this house. Like many of you, we cook at the holidays. Food and menus and the stories of cooking and eating are such memorable parts of holiday celebrations. And the gathering of the clan is right at the heart of our tradition. But this year for Thanksgiving, we decided not to gather. We thought it would be best to not gather as a group. So Janet and I adopted sort of a family and friends, meals on wheels kind of an approach. And we baked pies and we cooked a turkey and stuffing and all the trimmings and the green bean casserole. And then we delivered food. A pie to the family on the corner, a meal to some of our neighbors, and then to family in Ambridge and Robinson and finally to Monroeville, where we sat outside at a park and had Thanksgiving dinner with our daughter. We were well fed and well connected in spite of the COVID limitations. Some things have changed this year, yet traditions remain. In fact, we're thinking about taking our meals on the road for Christmas dinner. We'll see how that goes. So what a blessing, and thanks be to God.
Many of you know that I am Italian on both sides of my family. All 4 of my grandparents were born and spent their childhoods in Italy. So it won't surprise you to know that the entire focus of Christmas traditions for me is food. From planning menus to cooking to baking to feeding and of course eating. One of the long-held Italian traditions is the Feast of the 7 Fishes on Christmas Eve, which I loved. My husband Larry, however, is allergic to shellfish, so that eliminated calamari, shrimp, scallops, and crab cakes. But I created new menus to substitute and kept with the tradition of a big Christmas Eve dinner with family and friends. We always had family Christmas morning brunch also, once again celebrating around food. This year, of course, no one will be joining us as it will be just the 3 of us. I still plan to spend just as much effort in planning and making the meals, and I'll make pizzelles and biscotti just like every other year. I know it'll be different, but I will still have the satisfaction of cooking and feeding my two favorite people, my husband and my son, and of course my dog Daisy. As Chef Lydia says, tutti a tavola a mangiare, everybody to the table to eat. So we invite you to think about ways you can keep your cherished traditions by changing them a bit or creating new ones that you may grow to cherish as well. It's all about celebrating the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas.